It is the RIOT podcast. I think I must have been off the rails today.
No.
I'm going back through it. No, see, this is the tone, this conciliatory tone.
Not you go. Not at all.
Nobody even noticed.
I don't think anybody will hardly notice at all.
Actually, truth be told, you sound this crazy every day.
I just think you're noticing now.
Yeah, that totally could be. So we talk about what day it is.
Yeah.
Again. We also, we got a new coffee pot from space.
It's nice.
It's a nice one. It's good. Man, we found out that Amazon has a smartwatch.
That was just interesting. It came out last year, so we talk about it.
Sailor Moon has sandals.
Those actually look cute.
They have $30 hot tubs. You get
that looks cute.
Your identity gets stolen. The Lamborghini kid gets ahead again.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about, if you guys would like a 20-minute essay on using your planner.
Actually, I think that was quite fun.
That's in there.
I think it's helpful. It's practical.
A lot of people struggle with that.
For a lot of people who use a physical planner nowadays.
Yeah.
Because your phone one won't work enough for you.
I don't pay attention to what... The phone's not going to tell me what to do.
Yeah, but the planner won't either. You don't have it out all the time.
The planner doesn't force itself up in my face.
Well, no, but your phone doesn't either.
Yes, it does.
Asked it to.
Yeah, well, now
you asked it
so
to
now we're playing the blame
you.
game.
Yeah,
and
it is.
You're your own worst enemy.
Well, in this case...
Let me lay on the couch, doctor. Tell me more.
Never mind. Look at you going again. Still going.
I think, you know what, going back through, pulling the podcast thing, my favorite thing in a podcast today, where I really sound like an insane person, wait till you hear me tell you what happens on Alaskan cruises.
What comes from that? That's what came out of your mind.
I forgot about it, and I found it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what is this?
It's fine. We're not worried yet.
It's so good.
But like you mentioned, you only have tomorrow left, but you've only been in, you had 4 days this week. Where's all this coming from?
I don't know. What do I know? You know what?
It feels like you're at the end of a very long week, and we're not there yet.
Totally not.
So tomorrow should be surprising.
And if you're wondering what day it is, listen to the beginning of the podcast.
I like to break it down. While we break down.
Come on. Well, you guys have a fantastic day.
Yeah.
Won't say what day it is. Spoilers.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Some days we should thank you more than others. So you just take whatever you take from this podcast. Don't forget to text us and say hello. What do you think of the podcast? Your thoughts on it as well.
I think you're going to really identify with it.
You can text us at 877-2RadioU. Just put, hey, podcast listener, put your name and where you're listening from, and we'll get back with you next time we're in the studio.
All right. Sounds...
Whoa. There's a yawn. There you
Baby
go.
needs his nappy.
You go get a little bottle, and then you go take a nap.
That's a great idea. It's the RIOT.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The RIOT on RadioU.
Go ahead, Nikki. What do you have to say this morning?
Well, I don't want to be the every morning, let's check in and see how it's not Friday person.
Actually, if you put that on a business card, you're hired.
It might just be the
go
new
right
thing.
Ahead. Yeah, just go right ahead.
Well, I just wanted to gently remind everybody we're still not to Friday yet, but this is the final time I will say we're still not to Friday. Because what a week.
Right?
What a week.
Right? The thing that gets me is that, I've only, what's this, the second day I've worked?
Well,
what day is it?
You weren't in on Monday, but you were in the rest of the days. You had some really strong showings every day.
I'm just I don't know. Right now, I feel this bizarre desperation, not just for the weekend, but for something, anything different. Is there anything different?
No. But I would rather have that be tomorrow than today.
I was driving down the street to get out of my neighborhood today, and I was just like, I'm tired of this street. There's this old guy that sits on his porch every morning if I drive by at a certain time. And it's just I'm tired of seeing you.
I don't want to see you anymore or any of this.
I'm tired of this.
Well,
tomorrow I'm taking a different road out of here.
I don't know if you will, with it being Friday.
I won't, because I'll sleep so long at the last possible minute that I will be like in a dead, desperate run to get through my house to get out the door.
Yeah.
And that means that the fastest way is that road. I have to take that road.
That's all you got to do.
And I'm eliminating. There's no options. You have to do that.
Well, tomorrow, let's not forget today.
It will be Friday.
We're going to have an amazing day today. But tomorrow, as we kick off the weekend, we'll be joined by, they used to be known as Wait for the Day here on Radio U, but now they're known as Outsider Heart, and their new song, Leper's Bell, will start on Radio U tomorrow.
Well.
And they'll be joining us during the show.
Here on this show?
Yes, here on this show.
Wow.
Tomorrow, not today.
Right, but you know what, Nikki? That's fine because we're going to be carpaying this DM.
This will still be another amazing Not Friday day.
Oh, yeah. So excited.
You can also check out their music video through RadioU.tv, but that'll be for tomorrow's show.
The worst of the worst. Are you ready? The Riot Podcast. Radio U. Radio U.
Yesterday here at Radio U, we experienced some setbacks. And those setbacks revolved around coffee. Coffee is the fuel that keeps this great republic where it needs to be on a day-to-day basis.
I would say it also helps fuel Radio U.
What, we're talking about the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And so the coffee maker was broken, but little did we know that inside the very break room where the broken coffee maker was, there's another coffee maker.
We had a backup coffee maker that had not been opened yet.
There's a new coffee maker here, sir.
What do you think of it? It's sleek.
It is
It's
like
a newer
coffee maker
model
of the future.
I mean, we have a cold brew system. You have your French press in there. But for the coffee maker, I think our other one was just pretty standard office coffee maker looking. This one looks a little nicer.
It has a real
upgrade to it.
Something happening right there, doesn't it?
It's different shape. It feels more like futuristic.
It's perfect.
So, did you try it yet, or?
Well, yes, I have a cup of this coffee right here.
And it
works? Of course,
works?
it's too hot for me to even think of drinking it at this moment. But yeah, seems to be fine. The mouth seems a little wide on it. It's even easier to spill.
Oh, congratulations.
I think what it comes down to, when I'm making and pouring coffee, I'm in a hurry. And this seems to be, it wants to invite me to ponder as I pour and to take my time so as to not spill the coffee.
Well, it seems like you got to slow down a bit. It's going to be problematic until you get used to it.
You know what, Nikki? I think it's sending a message. Coffee is to be enjoyed.
And
coffee is to be savored.
Slowly.
Just like this moment where you're pouring. It's a pour moment. Like, don't rush it.
Well, I'm glad you got something.
Oh, I'm ecstatic about it. Chris, he messaged me yesterday and he was like, hey, I just made coffee in our new coffee pot, which was already here.
Chris was the one who was tasked to either fix the coffee pot, thing that we had yesterday, or to open up the box and put in the new one. And then I saw this morning, I was like, oh, we went with that approach. We went with the new one.
Great choice. Thank you, Chris.
So you're all set?
And thank you, everybody else that participated and made it possible.
To have the extra coffee pot.
We appreciate you.
So what do we do now? Does someone need to get another coffee maker and just keep that as a backup?
So there's a spare?
Yeah, you just always have a backup system.
Listen, I like the sound of that because as far as I'm concerned, there always needs to be coffee.
It saved us this time.
Yeah, I mean, like, we need it, so.
Well, once it cools down, like, would it make it any different, or it's going to taste the same?
Probably mostly the same, but we'll see.
Wow, not only are you already awake, but you're listening to The Riot? Your day is off to a pretty rough start. The Riot on Radio U.
So I've had this idea that's been bothering me. Would you call it an idea, an observation, a thought? I don't know. And so I spent some time praying about it yesterday, talking to God about this thing that's bothering me. And I'll tell you what it is, but I just got to preface it by saying you really should be friends with God, because whatever you want to talk about, you can actually talk to Jesus about what's bothering you. And one of the things that bothers me is I feel like everywhere I go, I don't fit in. I'm an outsider. Like these are not my tribe. These are not my people. Where are my people? Where do I belong? Blah, blah, blah. Identity crisis, blah, blah, blah. So cliche, blah, blah, blah. And so I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was just like, you know what, God, why don't I fit in anywhere? And here's what's beautiful. This is why having a relationship with God is so great. I would have had to pay thousands of dollars and spent 3 years in therapy to get the answer that God just handed back to me immediately. And God said to me, you're not talking about fitting in. You're talking about blending in.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, whoa, what? And he's like, you want to blend in. You want to disappear and just be like everybody else. But, fitting in is like a puzzle. All the puzzle pieces are different. And so in order for puzzle pieces to fit in, they have to be different. You want to blend in. You just want to look and sound like everybody else. And I was like, God, here is $10,000 for 3 years of therapy, paid up front. Thank you. And I was blown away by that. And that might not be your thing. The last thing you're worried about is blending in, fitting in, whatever. But think about how amazing it is. You could have a friendship with God where you could talk to him about things and he could come back at you with mind-blowing, life-changing answers, right? You can have that. If you want a relationship with Jesus, if you want to be able to talk to somebody that knows you and loves you and accepts you and can help you with the stuff that's on your mind, just say, Jesus, I want that. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I really need a friend like you. Boom. Great place to start. Now, what do you want to talk to God about today? Just do it.
You thought they were bad live? Well, just wait until you hear this. The Worst of the Riot podcast with Obadiah and Nikki.
Nikki, did you know that Amazon made a smartwatch?
They did for their suite of stuff, or?
Yeah.
They did?
That's how I feel.
So what is it?
The Amazfit?
Okay, never knew that.
Or maybe it's the Amazfit. Here,
maybe.
Let me send it to you. I didn't know.
Was this something new or old, or?
I don't know. That's just it. It popped up today, and they're like, you might be interested in this. And I was like, no, I'm not. Wait, what is that?
Yeah, it looks like the Amazfit would be it.
Yeah.
It's a smartwatch. 14-day battery life.
No, it doesn't. The reviews...
It probably doesn't do anything.
All the reviews immediately say, this is a lie. That doesn't work.
Well, if you don't use it, I'm sure it has 14 days of battery life in it. Technically, that's probably not a lie.
She's actually right. They're like, yeah, in standby mode.
Yeah, they're being truthful.
Because that's what you want,
How funny. I never saw anything on this.
Okay, it's not just me.
No, never.
I've never heard of this in my life.
Now, they're really trying to make it look like an Apple Watch, especially with some of the pictures with the band and stuff.
Yep.
But it's there. I wonder how old it is.
She means watch band. It's not a group of guys on the road.
No, not a music band. You can get
awesome.
12 sports modes, can't you? With one watch.
Well, isn't that nice? Wouldn't you like to have 12 sports modes?
It looks like it first became available August 8th of last year. Interesting.
Never even heard of it.
Huh, does anybody have one?
No. I don't think anybody.
Anybody else listening?
I don't think anybody has one.
Now, I hear that Obi has spoken for you, but just in case someone does have it.
Okay, real talk. If you do, please text us 877-2-RADIO-U.
Or do you know of anybody who has the Amazon Fit Watch?
Have you ever seen or heard of one?
Wow, interesting.
We keep lowering the bar. Do you have one? Do you know someone who does?
Have you seen
ever
an
heard
ad
of it?
for it? I guess that could work. It's not too expensive.
They have it on sale for $130. It's fine. I mean, I don't have any use for it, but because it all comes down to, I helped a friend shop for smartwatches, and they are undeniably cool.
Yeah.
But the last thing I need is one more screen, especially one that's attached to my arm and I can't set down. Not a good idea.
Well, for this, though, you're at least not spending as much money if you don't want one of the other ones.
Yeah, I have thought
you could try it out before you go and invest in a more expensive one.
The thing that I did think about is that it would be super cool to have a decent GPS watch.
Mm-hmm.
And if you add on top of that, I don't know that this one does, but it would be a GPS watch that could play music through Bluetooth headphones. That would be pretty great. And most, but not all of them do that. But I'm still not getting one.
Now, if you look in the similar items, it seems like there's a lot of other lower range smartwatches that we had no idea about.
They're out there, Nikki.
They're all there.
Have you ever heard of the Amazfit Bit? Or excuse me, BIP?
No, I haven't.
That's the Amazon. That is the Amazon Fitbit ripoff.
Oh, they have that too.
And it's not a quote unquote generic. It is Amazon branded. What? What do they do? What other things do they have over there?
Listen, it goes deep. There's a lot.
That is like their, what is it, best brands?
Yeah, this one says it's a smartwatch for good times.
I get what you're trying there.
We see what we're trying to do. That's interesting to look at. Never seen anything pushed at me from that.
Well, Nikki, if you haven't seen it, there's no way.
Because we get a lot of ads targeted on that, and I would have seen it by now.
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Want to say hi to Nicholas on Facebook. He sent us something, it's really something. I'm talking about Sailor Moon sandals.
Did you see those? First, when I saw them, I thought they were Crocs, but they're not. Is it Skechers?
Skechers.
Skechers is doing these flip-flops, and it's a Sailor Moon branded deal.
Here's what I want to know. Would you wear
those.
Sailor Moon sandal over a Croc?
I would absolutely.
Really?
I think they actually look pretty good. I don't like colorful shoes. I like to blend in and just, be whatever it wants to be. But these are very pastel-y and, Sailor Moon-y.
So they're doing it's Sailor Moon sandals and Sailor Moon Skechers shoes. So you'll be able to buy a shoe that has the color of any one of the 5 Inner Scouts.
You'll know that if you know that.
Uh-huh. So
I didn't see the part about the tennis shoes. So they have sandals and those?
Yeah, if you scroll down a little bit.
You can see them?
Yeah, you can see where there are.
Well, I couldn't wear those either, so.
Oh, you could.
I don't know if I could. They are. I always think I enjoy Sailor Moon than I do.
Until you watch it.
Yeah, I watched when I was younger, but that was about it.
That's the part. I'm a little embarrassed by the fact that this appeals to me. One, because first off, I'm not going to buy any Skechers. Not that there's anything wrong with Skechers.
Just not your brand.
It's just my brand. It's not my thing, whatever. And two, I don't want to explain to somebody how my shoes, like, why are you wearing those shoes? Well, these are like Sailor Mars, and she's the one that has that flame bow that she uses. And I want to have a flame bow. So, I went ahead and bought these shoes.
So this seems to be in collaboration with Sailor Moon Eternal, which will be in theaters.
Like
I think it's the
animated movie.
Yeah, that'll be on September 11th. And Sailor Moon Eternal will be the first part to season 4 of Sailor Moon Crystal. When you say it out loud, it's really rough. It's rough. So if you're like, I must, Skechers, you can go there and see the shoes and the sandals.
Yeah, good. But are they going to put them in the United States, or do we have to get these internationally?
This is Thailand so far, so I'm not sure anywhere else. That is a good point.
Yeah, but we were going to Thailand this summer anyway.
The sneakers, it looks like they came out in China, so you can find them on eBay and other places, but probably not directly here.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Nikki? That just means that we're going to have to abandon these Sailor Moon shoes and just go get Crocs.
Guess we can't get these. We never get anything nice.
Crocs.
Again, we never get anything nice.
You know what? You just want to be happy, Nikki.
That's all I want.
Crocs are your answer.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Maybe what you need is yet another new hot tub.
Ooh, what do we got?
Did you see this commercial that the guys made for the $30 hot tub?
What is a $30 hot tub? Oh, it's used.
They found a $30 hot tub on Craigslist.
No, he found a hot tub and he's selling it on Craigslist, or what?
They found a listing for a hot tub that was only $30, and they were like, you know what?
Sold.
They didn't buy it. They were just like, we're going to make a commercial for this.
It's been in someone's yard for lots of years. Had lots of water in it. They said that the cover hadn't been removed since the owner's second wife left. So there's this whole situation
How many
and story.
wives have you had since then?
There's this whole story along this hot tub that you can buy for $30.
Yeah. And so they made a commercial, which once I got far enough into the commercial, I was like, I can't post that. But
it's there.
I look at that and I go, people, even though states are opening up and blah, 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 whatever, people are like, I'm bored. I have nothing to do. Man, you could start making commercials for fake stuff on Craigslist.
So it looks like this is what they always do. It's unwanted commercials. So they make more than just this one.
It's so good.
The person selling the hot tub is in Michigan, and they did not get a response yet, though, to the advertisement that they created.
Oh, you know what? I would take that. That's free advertising. Like, you just go ahead and tag that on the listing.
And I bet if you looked in your local area for different Craigslist postings, I'm sure you could find your own inexpensive hot tub.
Oh, I just have no doubt about that at all.
Yuck, it looks so gross.
Well,
just from the pictures.
You know what? Just because you're so picky about your hot tub.
Hey, that's why they call me Picky Nikki.
That's going to stick.
That's actually not why they... No. I don't...
It's because she picks her nose.
Is that it?
That's why they call her Picky Nikki, okay? There. We said it.
I appreciate buying and like upcycling and let's reuse and recycle and let's be very responsible when we could just reuse something instead of buying. Because buying new will obviously be a lot more money. But when it comes to a hot tub, I don't know if that's the right thing to do.
Hey, I get it. Like, I feel like when you're buying, I'm offending somebody right now. Somebody's like, hey,
wait a minute.
Don't say that.
Well, hear him out.
I'm just going to say it. I feel like when you're buying a used hot tub, that's way worse than like the public pool.
Sure.
Because people have...
Especially if it's been sitting out for years, not even being used.
This is ours. We don't have to get clean before we get in there. We don't have to clean... Like, there's just a... I feel like I know too many people, myself included, that are lazy when it comes to their stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm all right. I'm good. But
especially when they're like, nah, just keep the lid shut, since my second wife or whatever left.
Since my second wife.
It's fine. No one, just leave it out in the yard. It'll be okay.
I sold the hot tub from my third marriage.
But if you are willing to, I don't know if you can clean that up. I don't know if you can.
Sure you can.
No,
Come on.
I don't know if you can fix that. But if you want to, just take a look and see what's available in your area.
Dan says bleach kills a lot of things. Just not shame.
You might put in enough that hurts you then. So it might not be the right thing.
Okay.
And the frame around it's going bad.
Look, it's a fixer-upper opportunity.
It is. It's not just going to be about the germs. It's going to be actually would it work.
All right. You know what, Nikki? You're always so negative.
No, I want everybody to have a hot tub, but $30 might not be enough to pay.
Get your finger out of your nose.
We would give the Riot flowers to show our appreciation, but Obadiah's probably allergic. What isn't he allergic to? This is the Riot on Radio U.
Hey, are you an average American? Like, well, I like to think of myself as being, somewhat above average, whatever. The average American had their personal data stolen or exposed.
Yeah.
I will say I don't know.
What's the difference?
Well, I imagine with stolen, someone takes it and uses it. Exposed is just that it was there, but it didn't get
You didn't
used
necessarily had anything come from it.
So that has happened to the average American in 2019 4 times.
All right.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yep. So... It's out there, people.
Good for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And so they do say that one of the smartest things that you can do is to sign up for some kind of like identity theft protection, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because they say on average it's probably going to happen to all of us at some point.
The best one that I use is Credit Karma. And you're like, how is this free? And it does like credit stuff and just to see if you've been a part of any sort of breach.
Right.
But you have to find one. And almost everybody nowadays, you really do need to sign up for something.
Yeah.
Just so that you can get notifications.
I don't know what I was signed up for one place for a while, and then I quit, and I need to replace it.
Yeah, you need to find something that kind of works for you. But at least for me, because I had mine stolen twice to where you had to file a police report and do all this stuff. And, you know, I had to shut down to where I can't, like, sign up for anything. So you have to have it so you get notifications.
They say the biggest category of breaches came from social media sites like Facebook.
Yeah.
So social media was the single largest thing that leaked our data. Shocker.
That told on you.
Can you believe that? Well, they say the biggest breach of 2019 came from First American, which is a loan service.
Gotcha.
So they had the single largest breach.
No one wants to, and then it's a pain when you get notifications about it, but it's really smart just to make sure it doesn't hurt you down the road.
Yeah.
You really should have something.
Yeah, you totally should.
And that's our grown-up tip for the day.
Oh, it's just it's a bummer to see. Like, I mean, think about that. Each of us at least 4 times last year
Had your data exposed.
Wow. I feel exposed.
And you just didn't know why.
I didn't know what
from
it was.
last year, but now you know that was that feeling you
What
had.
if you found out every time you had the naked at school dream, it was because your data had been exposed?
I don't think that's it.
It was instinctive.
No, I
you
don't
knew
think
that
that's
you
it.
were out there.
Nope.
You just didn't know what it meant.
No, you don't want to stick your head in the sand. You want to realize if something is exposed, you got to fix it.
Okay. All right. I still think my naked at school dream theory is pretty good.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
It's being confirmed what we always knew. Misbehaving is the way to get ahead and get what you want.
That's the way we're supposed to do it?
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
That's exactly it. And
Studies have shown.
I'm telling you, like, it's getting more and more real. Do we even... Oh, yeah, there. We do have his name. Adrian Zamarripa. He stole his parents' car, drove it on the freeway, took his, like $5 to go buy a Lamborghini.
Oh, that's young kid.
So he was then given a Lamborghini ride by someone in the community. And I
In
was
his
like,
local
in his
area?
local community. I was like, you know what? All right. You know what? He's 5. It's fine. Whatever. But now he's been flown to L.A. so that he could receive, some nice treatment in L.A. where he got to ride in some luxury cars and he got to go meet Jamie Foxx.
Maybe he has a Lamborghini.
Maybe he does. I don't know.
Maybe he's like a Lamborghini guy and we just don't know about that.
Maybe he is.
When I first heard the story back when it came out, I thought he was in California, the boy who was taking his car to go, but he's in Utah, right? He was driving from Utah to go to California to purchase a Lamborghini for a few dollars.
Yeah.
And again, he was the 5-year-old.
I mean, I assume he must have been like, I don't know.
And I think his sister was in the car, maybe not.
I don't know. But so what it is like there's a guy who is a car broker for celebrities. Keeping in mind that for you and I, the normal person, we have to go to a dealership and buy a car. Celebrities of a certain level, like when there's enough money involved, cars, they don't make enough for everyone to just go to a dealership and buy one. You have to have somebody find one for you. So that's what this guy does. So he brought this kid to L.A., introduced him to Jamie Foxx, had him FaceTime with Shaq and a few other people.
How is this teaching lessons? I don't know.
So
why
the
don't we
lesson
get
here
that?
is steal a car, get ahead.
Well, no, not even trying to. Like he was trying
He
to
stole
buy
his parents' car.
Yeah, you're right. He did do that.
And I mean,
he
you're
could.
like, he didn't steal it. Okay, whatever.
I just have the hardest time because he could have really hurt somebody while he was driving.
Sure.
And I feel like I don't get that in any of the stories about this. Have we sat down and talked to him about you could have honestly killed somebody driving that way? But instead he's taken and given these rides.
He's like, hey, remember that time I pushed the envelope when I was a kid? It was so great. So I'm doing it again.
I don't think he'll learn his lesson from this.
I feel like you're right.
Hate to be the downer, but this one still bugs me.
I'm not sure that he is learning his lesson right now.
It is jealousy because we don't have a ride in a Lamborghini. Is
Plain
that
and
it?
simple. I don't even want to ride in a Lamborghini. It's not that.
Do you know how much work that feels right now? And I'm just not into that. We've all gotten so much lazier. I don't want anything.
I mean, I would go.
Yeah, but I don't want one.
If somebody right now was like, hey, I will take you for a ride in this Lamborghini, I'd be like, yeah, all right, let's do it. Like, I'm up for that. Don't get me wrong. But the idea that, you're just continuing to grind out day-to-day life.
And are we not supposed to be seeing anybody right now or traveling?
Well, he was FaceTiming.
Okay, he was FaceTime, but they took him
got to meet Jamie Foxx.
They took him to L.A., but I didn't think we were supposed to be doing that.
Oh, that's a good call, Nikki. Did they fly commercial or did he fly private?
Not
we need
sure.
to find out.
Not sure.
I don't care that much. I just want to whine about it. Whining.
Hey, that's free.
Yeah. It's not costing me anything.
No trip needed.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki,
Yeah.
I need it.
What do you got?
No. Need to get out my planner.
Hey, your planner makes an appearance. Obie has a physical planner.
I do.
It's a book.
It's a book.
He bought it earlier in the year, right before the stay-at-home, when he was very busy, and he needed a better way to keep it all organized. And then the stay-at-home happened, and it all changed.
I got the COVID. Hang on.
You just have a cough. It's an allergy.
Yeah, you know what? If I truly grasped the gravity of the situation, I wouldn't make a joke like that.
Probably not.
So
but he's just busy getting his planner.
I apologize. Okay.
So what are you doing?
Well, I want to make sure that I don't forget things. So what I have noticed is, I don't know if you guys, well, everybody's phone does this. You record a reminder and then it reminds you. And unlike Google, who those reminders sometimes came and sometimes they didn't, Siri's very good.
It's not Siri's fault.
No, Siri reminds me. She's got me reminders stacked up. And so I get it. I've got a MacBook Air and an iPhone. So I get them on my iPhone and my MacBook.
And you got a new iPad. You should just
I'm probably
make sure
getting
you
them there
get
too.
them there
I don't even know.
You're getting them everywhere.
So, and that's good. Like, that's a good thing. But the thing about the reminders is, like, I'm just like, oh, yes, I should remember that. Next. It's like my Netflix queue. I don't really look at it.
Do you snooze the reminder?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, you do.
Okay, but then I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking of, like, there are all these things that I really need to do.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I'm going to get out my planner for Thursday, May 14th.
You're going to write a list?
I'm going to write the list of the stuff that really, like, Nikki, it really needs to happen.
Yeah, what do we got?
Well, I mean, it's not anything. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll put at the top of the list, get the freaking Wii out.
Oh, yeah, because tomorrow we should be doing an after show. We're going to hang out on Facebook with you in the morning. And we're supposed to Wii Bowl, like to just do something retro.
Yeah. And it's not.
You did have a reminder set for that yesterday.
I really should have brought it today and got it set up today because it's not going to be as simple as just turning it on.
Nope.
I'm going to have to go in there. We're going to have to screw with cameras. You know what? Let's not do it. It sounds cool.
And you know why? Because we didn't plan.
It sounds like a lot of work.
No, we're supposed to. Well, we at least have to do something tomorrow.
No, we will. Like, and I think we'll do that, but I get the Wii.
All right, so that's on the top. And then you can do whatever you want for the... Oh, you need to put the coffee away?
Rethink this whole thing. There, let me
No,
write
we're not
that
going
down.
that deep.
Okay.
Stop it. Go back up.
This is why I don't ever get anything done. Let's sit down and think about this.
You're making it harder by doing something that's supposed to make things easier.
Okay, so put away coffee.
We've had a box of coffee for a while. And today he threw it at the door because he keeps forgetting to take it and put it away.
I did. I picked it up and I threw it in front of the door, and I was like,
there.
look, there. If it sits in front of the door, we can't forget it.
You've walked past it several times, though. Did you move it already into the break room?
I did.
Okay, so it's in there.
Yeah, we had another song, and I was like, I'll just carry it into the break room now. So now it's all sealed up in a box sitting on the counter.
But it's not put away, so we're still not done yet.
Okay, put away coffee.
Put away the coffee that we have in our break room.
I have several emails that I have to answer.
Okay, emails.
Including one from a lady named Cindy. She actually gets her name in the book. Cindy's
That's so important.
email. I'm telling you, like she emailed me. It's a book. She's probably like, why hasn't he emailed me back?
Well, you don't know, Cindy, that he's being very busy right now. He's got the, after show stuff tomorrow and the coffee.
I got to put away the coffee. That's like my whole day.
It's kind of that. Oh.
I need to call and schedule an oil change.
You do?
Yeah, because like I got that little light coming on my car that's just like, please change the oil. And I'm like, I'll get back to it. COVID-19, I can't.
You know that they always put a little buffer room in there. You're
I hope
fine.
so. They put 1,000 miles of buffer, 3 weeks.
Oh, no. Never mind.
So I think I
we'll
used
just
up
let
the
you have
buffer.
some private time, and you can just spin the song, putting in whatever else you have.
No, let's hold off the music. Let's do a deep dive.
But they really want the music. I feel
Let's
it.
do a deep dive.
No, they really want the music. Don't you guys?
Hey, is anybody listening that knows something I was supposed to do that I haven't done? And you're like, hey, I've been waiting on you to do this. Just go ahead and text it in, and I'll put it on the list.
Now's the time to get in while you can maybe have him remember what he was supposed to do.
And just to let you know, now that I'm making a plan, the world is canceled.
No, it's
nothing.
Don't put the book away. Don't close it. We heard you close it.
I did close it. I'm done.
You're done? That was everything?
No, I have way more things to think through. It's fine. Thrice, hold up a light.
Are you going to set your reminder for your book?
I'm going to set a reminder to look at the book. So my phone will tell me to look at the book. And my book, I have it written right in here, Rethink Everything. So I think we're done.
Worst of the riot. Radio U.
So they announced yesterday that New Mutants, and you're like, what? Okay, that's the X-Men movie, but it's not X-Men. It's a movie set in the X-Men universe that they filmed like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it has been supposed to come out over and over again.
It keeps getting pushed back, which they say it's pretty bad.
I want to see it now.
Because it's so bad.
I am more interested in
They'll never release it.
Yeah, they say it's coming in August.
No, it got pushed again, I thought.
No, this is the push.
new push date?
This is the new push. This is the perfect time for this movie because you got to think it through. All the good summer movies have been pushed.
Way past August.
Gone. They're not coming. So you take your crappy movie and you drop it and you show it to a bunch of people that are desperate for anything.
To get back into a movie theater and watch it there.
They're like, I'll just go to a movie theater. What are you showing? I don't care.
Why don't they just do video on demand for it?
I don't know.
There's not a lot of, I feel like the bigger releases that came out the first couple of weeks of that really died off to where there's not a lot of studio offerings. It's more like independent stuff or just not as bigger names.
That's because they were like, oh, it's only 2 weeks. Well, we'll keep you happy for 2 weeks.
They ran out of stuff.
They did run out of stuff.
And the rest had already been pushed to later in the fall or completely next year.
I mean, we should have seen a new James Bond, a new Black Widow, a new,
Mulan. I just keep bringing that one up. I really had gotten in a place where I wanted to see that.
Well,
the Fast and the Furious movie, that one too.
Oh, yeah, that would. Oh, man.
So, those are all pushed.
About how much richer our lives would have been. We could have just
not
seen
with
those
that
movies.
movie.
You don't think so?
Not with that one.
Okay. Well, August 28th is when they say that New Mutants is going to happen. I've only ever seen one trailer for it, and they make it look like kind of a horror movie, but it's not a horror movie. So I don't know. It's about these 5 mutants that think X-Men, that get locked in an asylum. What I think is fascinating is that a while ago, I used to read New Mutants, and so these are the characters from the New Mutants. That, to me, is really interesting. And that's the part I'm curious about. These are not like the reworked or re-whatever. These look to be the original New Mutants characters. Fascinating.
So keep an eye on that as you get closer to August. Whatever this looks like
it's not
by
coming
then.
out. It's not.
We're not sure. Maybe it'll all be back by then. But I want you guys to be aware that is over 3 years old.
Yeah, it's got the one guy.
It's not anything new.
It's got the one guy from Stranger Things. He looks younger than he did in season 1.
Because it was that old.
Because that's when they made it.
It's different.
It is weird.
The Riot. Radio U.
Well, this is just great.
What's the matter?
My Disney cruise has been canceled.
So that's not going to happen. He doesn't have a cruise scheduled, and he's never been on a cruise.
I was completely and totally primed to experience the magic in mid-June. And now, it's gone. In fact, they've canceled all their cruises all the way through July 27th.
Yeah, because, I think Carnival said they're coming back in August for cruises, so I would assume the Disney ones would go around the same time.
Man, listen, if you get on a cruise this year, you might as well lick a COVID toilet.
No, but what if it's the cleanest ever because they have to? Like, this would be the cleanest
Okay.
time you could, getting back on during the first run. It's like when you go to a festival the very first day and you're the first one in the porta potty.
Oh, well,
Like,
all right.
it's the cleanest it'll ever be.
That's probably true.
Then it goes downhill.
So as long as you can tell me that I'm in the first thing that sets sail.
Yeah.
The very first one.
And you put COVID stuff aside, there's still usually a good chance to grab something sickness-wise from a cruise normally.
The norovirus is huge on cruises. And it lives like 400 years on clean surfaces.
That's why I want to go on an Alaskan cruise, though, because I've never heard of a norovirus or a thing coming from there. Like, those cruises are different.
Yeah, they're different in that they're better at hiding the truth.
I don't know.
Somebody gets on an Alaskan cruise, like somebody gets the norovirus, they just throw them overboard.
No, they don't.
And just keep going.
Now, that's allegedly. That is not true.
And I saw a YouTube video one time
No,
where a
you did
guy
not.
explained everything.
No.
And
I
then
think it
what
might be
happens is
the-
those people just end up swimming to the shore.
No.
They get eaten by the bears.
Okay.
It's done.
First, that's not anybody's trip. I think it's just because of the heat and the humidity from the other cruises.
Not in Alaska.
No,
It's-
that's why you don't get it in Alaska, because it's not humid and hot.
Yeah, you can't get it because they throw the people overboard
Stop.
that have
Never
it.
mind. Never mind. So the Disney
Oh,
cruises.
yeah. What? You just want to go and believe everything the media tells you?
I'm a sheep. Yeah.
You are, Matt.
I'm just walking
The rest
around.
of your sheeple believe in the narrative that they're pushing at you. I'm telling you that tens of thousands of people die on the Alaskan cruise industry every year.
No, they don't. But I'm not going to risk anything on any of them. I just don't plan on it.
I'm not getting on their boats.
So Disney says at the end of July is when those are supposed to come back?
Yes, Disney Cruises, as you are aware, operate 4 boats. The Disney Magic, the Disney Wonder, the Disney Dream, and the Disney Fantasy. The 5th boat, the Disney Hospital, is being added to allow people...
Stop.
What?
It's not a boat.
Not cool?
No, it's not a boat. It's not real.
All right, fine.
So if you're interested in a cruise, is that grown up of us?
What?
Did you really just bah at me?
Did I? I think you were just... You're hearing things, Nikki.
No, is that...
You're hearing things.
I want to go on a cruise in Alaska, but I don't really want to go on any of them.
Hot
But
tip.
if I had to pick, I'd go there.
Hot tip for your Alaskan cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're always wearing a life vest under your clothes.
Just in case. They're not doing that.
I would also encourage you to carry a global phone, like a satellite phone or a shortwave radio, and a shotgun in your backpack at all times.
Jeez.
Just in
I
case.
need to bring my big purse then, don't I?
You should.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
So yesterday there was a PlayStation 5, I don't know what they even call it now, like demo thing. The people got together to show the thing. And one of the big deals is they showed off Unreal Engine 5 yesterday. Something you might not know about video games is they run on quote-unquote graphics engines, and sometimes people make their own, but a lot of times they will license an engine. And so the people at Epic, they make the Unreal Engine, and yesterday was the first time they showed it off. And it's kind of a big deal because a lot of the games that you have played over the years were probably on Unreal Engine 3 or Unreal Engine 4, and here is 5. And they showed it running in real time yesterday, and it was impressive.
So what does it do? Like faster?
No, it's way more kind of
Details?
detailed, lifelike, and the lighting engine. So here, let me pass you this, Nikki. You take a look at it
See if I can notice a difference.
and see if you think it looks impressive. I
Okay.
mean, to be completely honest, I don't find that it looks that much different than like the last Tomb Raider game, for example, but that might be different looking at it on like a 4K display.
yeah,
something.
depending on what your screen is.
But I mean,
Well,
if you look at like the
There's some
rocks, there's a lot of detail.
there's some detail there. It does look good.
Yeah, it's impressive
And they're
stuff.
still saying the new PlayStation should come out this year. They're still saying that.
As part of this, do they call it it's not a PlayStation Direct, whatever they had yesterday at Sony, they said again that they are still planning on a PlayStation 5 in stores this
year.
holiday.
Gotcha.
So
I don't know. I'm still worried about that. But if they're confident and they're still going through all this,
it'll be interesting to see. They're also kind of bragging, saying like, the PlayStation 5 is really going to drive the PC market because this is going to be a lot better than a lot of PCs. And I mean, what I have at home right now is spec'd better than the PS5 will be. The other side of that, of course, being that the PlayStation will be very specialized hardware. The software will be specialized. They can squeeze more out of a graphics console because it's specialized, and a PC is kind of a jack of all trades. So, we'll see where it goes. But I'm still stuffing money aside for the PS5.
Just to wait. So that was yesterday. If you're interested in it, they unveiled the chance for you to look at the stuff.
It's impressive looking. Did you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm watching it without any sound or, any other context to it. So I think it'd be more impressive another way.
Well, it's just for the graphics.
No, it looks detailed.
All right.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
I can't think of anything worse that could happen to you than being discovered by the internet. You're like, what do you mean? You know what I mean.
You do something, whether by mistake or on purpose, and then you're the target of everybody online as like the video of the day or the person of the day.
Apparently, Red Lobsters, now I'm saying this because I know of two, so maybe it was just two of them, but this is the second Red Lobster that I have seen a report on that on Mother's Day, they just couldn't handle it.
Well, I saw it trending, and I was like, why is Red Lobster trending? And it's from these videos.
Because Kathy Hill, who
said her name.
Screams her name on
Which
this
you don't
video.
Want to do.
She was forcefully removed from Red Lobster over Mother's Day because she wanted a refund.
She wanted a refund? So is this the case of...
And she wanted it now.
There was a lot of places on Mother's Day where, like delivery drivers for Uber Eats and DoorDash and all that stuff couldn't get the items because the wait was so long.
Yes.
But for her, did she try to go in, or did she just make an order, or why did she want the refund for?
I don't exactly know like all of her story because details are limited. She said she was, from what we know, she was upset because her food was not ready and she wanted her money refunded. And so she marched in and they're like, hey, you're not allowed to come in. And she's like, I want my money refunded.
They said, my understanding is that all food is brought outside of the building. Only employees were allowed inside. And that became the real issue when she started to try to go in.
Yeah. So, if she had waited outside, I'm sure they would have just dealt with her in the most patient and kind way imaginable.
They said on Mother's Day, like the two big restaurants was Olive Garden and Red Lobster that had the issues.
Wow, that's interesting.
Which in our area, those are next to each other.
I think they're owned by the same company.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are. You know what? For me, we did like a local Mexican place. Mm-hmm. Very little wait.
No drama.
It was delicious. Yeah, and kudos to that restaurant. They had a real system going where it was like you come in one door, you go out the other. They had markings for social distancing. They had a way to pay, like the whole 9 yards.
Well, for this video and for this Red Lobster, and on that day, they had a 3-hour wait for the food.
Man, I'll tell you, I can't think of too many
things.
And
didn't know that.
I can't think of too many things more disappointing than waiting 3 hours and Red Lobster's what's at the end of it.
You would want your money back, but that's the wrong way to go about getting your money back.
Yeah. I mean, the other side of it is like you're better off. You just go to the grocery store and for 99 cents, you get a box of the Red Lobster biscuit batter.
Mix?
You make your biscuits. You've just got the best part.
I think if you just get biscuits and butter, you should be fine.
That's all you need.
Put anything in the butter, and there you go. There's your Mother's Day. That could have been your menu for your mom.
Better choice. But instead, your mom's like, I want the succulent shrimp. I'll give my mom whatever she wants.
And then you become the person that was the one who had the fight.
Man, I would have never made it 3 hours. Never.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
This might get a little whiny, maybe a little too honest, but
so buckle up.
You know what? Just roll with me on this. This COVID-19 coronavirus wear a mask stuff, it's starting to wear on me.
Is it?
Now, not in the way you probably think. You know, I don't care about wearing a mask. Like, I know some people are like, my freedoms are being, these people wear, I don't care. Like, whatever, I'll wear a mask. Will you leave me alone? Look, mask. I'm great. Whatever. The thing that's getting to me is just like, I don't know. I just read an article that said we're going to have the deadliest winter in 100 years. Okay. And then I just read somebody else that was like, the whole thing. Okay, how about this? I'm not saying the virus is fake. Okay, the virus isn't fake. It's real. Okay. But the reaction that we're having is going to cause more people to die than the virus itself.
Oh, I get you.
And then I've got these people that are like, science clearly shows the math. And like, it's just this
overloaded with it.
Range of dissonant voices. And I feel like they all make great points. Like, if you just read what they have to say, you're like, oh, yeah, this is a good point. That's really good. And then you read the next person, you're like, okay, this is a good point too. All right. Then the next one. All right. This is a pretty good point. All right. And I have not found too many just straight up stupid people saying stupid things. But I am in what I'm going to call an epistemological crisis. You know, what can we know and how can we know it?
Sure.
Who actually knows what's going on? And I know that you think this is the point where, oh, I recognize that tone. He's going to turn a corner and he's going to tell me, no, there's no corner. I can't turn it. I want to know. I don't know the answer.
I think you got to just stay and pull from both sides, though.
So
a little bit of both.
So I'm supposed to find some middle ground.
Right in the middle and stay there and keep your head down.
Yeah, but what if my life depends on it?
Well, there's nothing you can do, though.
But, Nikki, what if saying there's nothing I can do is the very thing that's keeping me from doing the thing that I need to do?
Nope, there's no other really options.
Oh, my gosh.
Just keep your head down low. Don't make waves. Try to be calm about it and do the best that you can.
Oh, it's just, I just feel
crazy.
Overwhelmed and exhausted by it. And I know one answer to it would be and you know what? It's Thursday. Do I say this every day? It's getting to be time for a little break from the internet.
Normally you say that by when Saturday rolls around, but yeah, you're just a few days early.
It's just like, oh my gosh. But I mean, seriously though, like, I want to make smart decisions for me and mine and my friends and family and like do the right thing. But it's such a minefield and a mess out there. It amazes me that, like, we as a people could politicize and polarize water. Like, should I drink water? No! Don't drink it. Donald Trump wants you to drink water. And so then I would be like, but I heard water is good for you. Oh, so you think Biden's going to bring you all the water you need? Is that what you think?
I see what
sheeple.
I see what it is. It is tough, isn't it?
And so you're just like, but is water good? Oh, you'd be the kind of person that would ask if water was good. All rich in your white tower. It's just like
your water
privilege. Like, I don't know. Can somebody just tell me?
All right, you need a break from everything online.
I can't be
you need a break.
I can't be the only person that feels this way, right? Or am I overreacting?
I don't think you're overreacting, but you can tend to sometimes fall into where it really affects you, where it might just slide past other people.
Normal people.
Not normal people. Other people.
Go ahead and say it.
No, we're all different. We're all different and we all get affected in different ways.
No.
Okay.
That's what you say to your unbalanced friend.
To make them feel better.
To make them feel better. That's what you say. And you know what? That's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I do appreciate it. I meant to talk about it another time, but Jason was saying, did you see the Kevin James short film on it? And Kevin James has a YouTube channel now, and his stuff is fantastic. Just short and sweet. And I think it has the tone that you like. It's got that humor that I think you'd appreciate.
Okay, I'll go watch that now.
So he has one about the stuff that goes on.
Sorry for the last 5 minutes, guys. Everybody just take a...
Not sorry for the whole show, just the last 5 minutes?
Well, I feel like the last 5 minutes is where I really got unbalanced. I think we were doing okay up until then. So
Is it less coffee? Do you think that's the option? Less caffeine?
Do you know that I actually haven't had very much coffee at all today?
Are you sure?
I am.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no!
I missed it. Do it again.
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
You might as well lick a COVID toilet.